Okay, we're recording. The game's good, the audio's good, the music is quite loud. Good morning and aloha, everybody! Good morning being very literal in this case. It is 1 in the morning at the time of this recording. So, I talked on Twitter about how I needed an extended break because clearly the break I took was not long enough. I was not in the right mind when I recorded that Portal 2005 video. I clearly needed a longer break to mentally get myself together, and I've done just that. I've gotten a lot better. I've taken some pain pills. I took some aspirin an hour before turning on this recording. So right now, we are going to play Need for Speed Underground 2. I talked to some people and asked them if they wanted to see me do that, and I got a thumbs up from just about everybody. This is another game that uses heavily copyrighted music, specifically pop music. I don't know if there's any rock and roll tracks in this, but the soundtrack I have on right now to avoid getting in trouble is from the YouTube channel called the production company is called What Pictures Royalty Free Music, and this is about an hour's worth of public domain punk rock tracks. So that's going to be playing throughout the entire background, so we don't get in trouble like last time. Thankfully, when we played that music during the Burnout playthrough, only one of them got a copyright claim, and we ended up getting our video banned in Russia, which I didn't have much of an audience there to begin with, so I guess no big loss, but, you know, for any of you guys in Russia, sorry. So, to make sure that doesn't happen, we're just gonna, again, have this music play. For this playthrough, this is gonna be a little bit different. We're not gonna be playing through any campaign since I played this game way beforehand. I'm about like 80% done with this game already, and I am not restarting to go through the entire thing again. It took me way too long to get this thing to 80%. So what we're gonna do in this game today is just play through all of the races. So basically just do our own version of a Grand Prix. This is my car. We're going to play Circuit. And, the difficulty is going to be set to normal. 3 laps. You can set it to any lap, but just for the sake of consistency, it's just going to be a standard 3-lap play. And so, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Automatic as always. Now, I have next to no background with this game. I just looked up some large open world racing games, and this game was brought up, and so I had to just look it up, see what system it was on. It was on the GameCube. I have a Dolphin emulator. Simple as that. Just I got it because I heard it was a big open world game that involved driving. I wanted to do that. So I'm a simple man. I drive for simple reasons. Oh god. Boy. I could tell this is gonna come up weird in the recording. That is not my computer. That is the emulator doing that. The frames are dropping like crazy, but I'm used to that. Oh my word. So just because I'm just gonna say it, this is a custom collab. This is a custom compilation of all the royalty-free music that I got. They have their own playlist, but every single one of their videos, you know, has an intro to it that plays a little jingle before getting to the main music. So what I did was about take about 25 of their songs. I can't English today, and I put them all together in a single 1-hour MP3 file, because I know that you know, you've seen all the past videos. Each racing game I cover takes me about an hour, so to make sure we don't run out of music halfway through the video, all of the songs that I put in make up about an hour. How many races do I intend to do for this playthrough? I'd say 3, maybe 4. We'll see. Wow, this guy's kind of tough. I mean, what racing game isn't gonna have at least one guy who's tough? Also, in the last racing session, I proved once and for all that I cannot read. Because the main objective of those races was to stay in 2nd and 3rd place. But for some reason, my brain really, really wanted to stay in 1st place, and each time I didn't, I considered that a failure. When really, I won those races 100%. I beat the whole freaking cup. But for some reason, my brain didn't register that, and I just perceived myself as a loser. Not that last race, though. I legitimately lost that last one, but the cup I absolutely beat. I'm just extremely dumb. Oi, move out of the way. Move out of the way. This guy is a tough piece of work. You. That was a hard turn. That was a very hard turn. Oh my word. There is a drift button on this thing. I just keep forgetting to use it, and plus I'm on automatic. The thing drifts for me. There are only so many buttons that I can use to convey certain actions. Normally, if I'd play this on a console, I would switch it to manual and do it myself, but since all of these games are being played with a keyboard, and it takes me a while to figure out all of the main controls, switching to automatic is usually the easiest option for me. Speaking of controls, most of the time the acceleration button for me is usually the Z button. For this game, I don't know why, but this is the only game on the Dolphin emulator that resets its controls. So if I do set it to Z, the next time I play the game, it's gonna go back to default controls. So the acceleration button here is W. And I keep forgetting that because when going through menus, the accept button is Z. So, you know, it's kind of easy for me to make the mistake of, oh, so if the main button for the menu is Z, then obviously the accelerator button is Z. No. So, in every other case when I'm playing this game, whenever a race starts, I completely forget it's W. And it usually takes me a pretty long time to catch up with the other racers. I just gotta keep, you know, reminding myself of what the controls are since it keeps defaulting to them. And it does get very tiring having to go into the settings and put back my own personal settings. But for this playthrough specifically, I just didn't even bother. I did a quick race before turning on the stream, just for a practice run. So I think I'm pretty caught up with this game now. I have now a very personal relationship with this game since it really did take me a very long time to 80% this game. Like, I put weeks and weeks and weeks into this game. So, even if it kind of runs like a toaster, it is one of my favorite games that I play on the weekly. It relieves stress. It just does that. It relieves stress. I am never bored when playing this game. It has a huge open world that we are currently racing in, so that means there's tons of places to go and a lot of ways to get there. Right now there are about 2 islands available to me. There's like another 2 islands that I need to unlock, but I don't know how to do that. I've basically beaten all of the main races. I've done drift racing, I've done circuit racing, so there's really not much left for me to do, so I don't really know how to unlock that aside from winning more races. It's just that I cleared most of the map already, so that task of just finding someone to race has become a challenge. This is very jazzy music. This is very Windows 2000 PC board game kind of music. For you boomers out there, you remember when you were on your PC and you just have to put in the disc to play a bunch of board games and card games, and you'd play it with the PC. There's one involving a genie, and then there's the adult version that has no genie whatsoever. You play Go Fish, You Sunk My Battleship, all that. And what the game would do would have, you know, all of the CPU characters basically talk to you like you were playing with actual people and you got to choose your own voice. And most of the voices it gave you were just plain goddamn ridiculous. Also, yay, we won. That's race 1. Absolutely complete. Yes, I want to go to the main menu. Okay, so we did that. Next. Whew. My morning voice is coming out. Boy. I have a Midwestern accent. Which basically means most of the time I have no accent, but if I get even the slightest bit tired, it comes out. Like right now, I have no idea how to control it. Most of the time I'm able to hide it. And I've drank some pop like 2 hours ago to keep me awake, but clearly my lungs had other plans. That's all the info you're gonna get out of me. Where else do I live? None of your dang business. That's a real one right there. He has a pink car. I respect that. No, pink is a legitimately good color. It's good for design. It's good for designing characters, and it looks really good on a freaking car too. Also, you know, Kirby. What's not to love about Kirby? My ADHD is actively looking for things for me to talk about. Kirby, hi. Kirby. Goodbye. I'm probably making my dog flinch. My dog's name is Curly. She's literally just one letter off of Kirby. We named her that off of Kirby. She has a mixed name. The first one I just said is Kirby. Her second name is Curly Brace, based off of Cave Story. We picked them both because she is one of those dogs that is just a 150% goat. She just has the random need to eat whatever is in front of her face. We've had to take it out of her. Like multiple times, she tried eating the toilet paper. We had to yank that straight from her. She really, for some reason, likes eating the toothpicks. Had to take that away from her. We had to hide it every time we threw it away so that she wouldn't be nomming on it. That is not good for her. And of course, you know, whatever you're eating, she wants to. You eating nuggets, she wants that nugget. You eating a burger, she wants that burger. You eating lettuce, she wants that lettuce until you actually give it to her, then she spits it out. And as for Curly Brace, when we had her, she was a very, very happy puppy. Like, she got excited by everything that she saw. When we first brought her in, when we adopted her, like, she went exploring throughout the house. Like, she checked around everywhere, like, ooh, what's this? What's that? What's this? What's that? What's this? Oh my god! And then she just started jumping back and forth all over the furniture. She did that actively. Nowadays, she has very much slowed down. She doesn't get the zoomies as many people's pets do. she doesn't get as easily excitable. The only times that she does get excited are when I get out the chain and take her on a little adventure. She's in the room right now, so I can't say the actual word, but you know what I'm talking about. But most of the time she kind of just slouches around the house. She is not a happy puppy 100% of the day. She usually has the most bored, uninterested, somewhat sad face you've ever seen, and we end up having to, give her some loves every single time because we don't know what's going on in her little forever puppy head. She grew up being a baby, and she still is a baby. She's just a big, fat, fluffy ball of love. She is part Canadian Labrador, part German Shepherd. And she definitely has her mommy's looks than her daddy's looks. She's big black fluff ball. And we love her. How did we get on me talking about my dog for most of a race? I don't know. That pop I had a couple hours ago has not worn off. I have also fixed a previous problem that I have jokingly stated in the past, where I've said that I am blind. I was not joking. I am blind. One of my eyes cannot see as well as the other. It can see, just not very far. So for this gaming session, I brought out the glasses. The only annoying thing about wearing glasses is that mine reflect off light very easy, and so the light from anywhere, be it behind me, aside from me, or in front of me, reflects off the glass and just gets into my eye, and it's very annoying. It sometimes discourages me from wearing them. But for tonight, I just decided to put them on to help me see the screen more, because I have the game in a very tiny tab right now. I would full screen it, but I have a feeling that would break up the recording, and I don't want that. So just so I don't crash into everything, I got my glasses on so that I am not blind. The only thing I have to worry about is my eyes randomly going cross-eyed. That is not a correct sentence. The only thing I have to worry about is going cross-eyed. That's the sentence I was trying to find. It's also extremely distracting because these glasses I have on put quite a bit of weight on my face, and it causes me to flinch. And it causes me to arch my back whenever I do, because the weight is on my face, and sometimes it feels a bit heavy, so I gotta arch my back up a little bit, and that makes me go a little bit loopy. So if I'm rambling more than I usually am, that's probably because I'm carrying all this. Multiple things are happening to me right now as I'm playing the game. Also, just the music's catchy. So, oh boy. I'm carrying my glasses, I'm carrying my back, I'm medicated, and I'm listening to some very hard rock music after having some pop at 1 in the morning. All of these were extremely bad decisions, but I made them anyway, and I do not regret it. All of these races are going by really quick. Okay. Okay, yeah, let's do it. 2 more races. Let's go. I've seen no one talk crap about this game before. I think the only complaints that I've seen people have about this game is that it's not big enough compared to the newer games. And, well, that's a bit unfair. Like, you're comparing what is essentially an old game to a very new game. That's like a 10-year difference. Like somebody compared this game to Burnout Paradise, which is a wonderful, wonderful video game. And somebody basically said that Burnout Paradise makes this game's overworld look like poo-poo in comparison. And yeah, if you were to compare notes, yeah, Paradise would beat Underground 2 in every respect. But again, there's like a 10-year difference. This game's open world was very, very new at the time. So I completely forgive it. And plus, you know, I'm easy to please. You give me any kind of open world and any kind of racing game, I am automatically going to get to it. So really, I have no complaints. I just defended the game because I just think this is neat. If I could stream Paradise, I would. But as of right now, given everything I have right now, oh, that's not going to happen. Plus, I don't really have the money to buy that right now. So that's about the only little bit of negativity that I've seen about this game, and it's not much. Aside from that, I've heard nothing but good stuff. Somebody made a mod for this game specifically for the Dolphin emulator that replaces all of its tracks with the royalty-free versions, which is basically why I did this. This is not that track, but I could have gotten that mod. I could have put it in, but something tells me if I used that mod, the music would be very scratchy and very messed up because of how my computer is. But I highly recommend it, though, if you want to. If you ever decide to, Twitch stream this game, look up that royalty-free mod and just put it in there. You gotta put it in there. Non-sexually. Wow, thank you, music. I make a bad joke and you stop playing. Oh my word. That was my bad. That was my bad. That was my bad. That was my bad. Come on, let's save it. Let's save it. Let's save it. There we go. Andre's coming up on our booty. We can't let him do that. Andre is right on our booty. Go away, Andre. Leave me alone. Oh my. Oh my. I did not process that these turns are actually rather difficult. I was talking over that entire first lap, and I just casually drove through all of those turns without realizing, wait a minute, this is actually pretty hard. Now that I'm taking the race seriously, the difficulty spike has now become noticeable. And now I'm self-conscious and crashing everywhere. I should mention that everything on this map looks friggin' pretty. Yes, even the Burger King. Also, did you notice the play place? I did not mean to crash into that to show you the play place, but, you know, you saw it. That is some dang good attention to detail. Andre, I swear to God. Andre, get back here. You're not supposed to be in front of me now. You know how this works. Andre. I'm sorry, Andre. I'm sorry. Forgive me, Andre. Second thought, don't. I need to be in front of you. Forgive me afterwards. I'll get you a drink. Maybe coffee. I can't have coffee, but, you know, if you want some, call me. Or you could punch me in the face. I'll happily let you do that, Andre. The world is spawning before my eyes. This is very Death Note sounding music. It's very appropriate though. It's making me feel the action. Even with the glasses, I am blind. Even with the glasses, I am blind. Even with the glasses, I remain to not see what is in front of my face. English, how does it work? In retrospect, I should be taking a sip of my water bottle every time I complete a race. We're almost done with this one, so as soon as we reach the finish line, I am taking a sippy of my water bottle. The marvelous, magical Burger King. He can do almost anything. Except throw me the food while I'm driving. Mr. Burger King, come out here. Throw me a tender. Okay, sippy time. Me and my Civic winning races like nobody's business. Okay, as I said, we have room for one more, and this one's the big one. Yeah, this is the track that I always drive on for most of the time when I'm playing this game. This is my all-time favorite track because all you're doing is just doing a 360 across the entire city. So, if anything, it's extremely appropriate that this be the last race for the stream. Oh shoot, do I have lights underneath my car? Why do you guys get lights when I have nothing? That was your fault, pal. You didn't bump into them. You just got a little bit tipsy at the wheel. Shortcut. This game does support widescreen. It's one of the very first racing video games to give you that option. Apparently, all the way back then when this was released, widescreen was not a fully available option for televisions back then, so standard definition was mandatory for most people at home. But the fact that this game does support widescreen is very innovative at the time. I think there was a couple other games that did that too, which was very, very smart. I even think there was a couple of platformers. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but that is a very impressive note for this game. So, we're learning a lot today. This is just a casual drive at this point. Trying to calm myself down. For some reason, I have now become extremely excited for some reason. I am hyping myself up during the race for no reason, and I can't feel my left arm. My left arm fell asleep at the keyboard. My hand, very much awake, but my arm, I can't feel it. Wake the heck up, buddy. Okay. We're playing with a sleeping arm now. I look like Shaggy at the keyboard. Like Zoink Scoob! I'm like beating these guys in a race! Zoinks, there's lightning! I could do a better Shaggy impression, but people are trying to sleep. Oh, my arm is not the only thing that fell asleep. My left leg has now fallen asleep. Perhaps streaming at 1 in the morning was not a good idea, because now my body really wants me to go to bed. Ooh, very catchy. Very, very catchy. I have turned off rubber banding. So realistically, I'm beating their butts. Much like how a Twitter user can beat your butt in the quote retweets, I'm beating these guys at their own game. The one they're in. That is very good lighting. I love it when games do that. Although that may be the storm. Are we experiencing a tornado? Did it get really warm all of a sudden? Like, I was joking about the lightning earlier, but now that I'm actually paying attention, yeah, we are driving in the middle of a storm. I mean, it was raining earlier in the other races, but now that I'm actually slowing down to look at everything, yeah, we are experiencing a high action on the road. Oh my! That was my bad. I can save it though. This is either going to be the fastest stream I've ever done, or the slowest. That could be the meds talking. That could also be the soda pop talking. Whatever is talking, the clock inside my head is messed up either way. Body update. My tongue has gone numb. This is becoming surely a sign that I must go to sleep. We're playing a high-action video game with a sleeping left arm, a sleeping left leg, and a tongue that can't feel anything. The only thing I can feel is emotion. Which, you know what? I prefer that. Last time, we felt no emotion whatsoever. This time is different. The consequences are the same. But the setting is different. The setting being my body. I can't physically feel anything now. That's a half lie. My right arm can still feel stuff. God, we're going so fast. It's kind of a no-duh thing at this point, but when I'm not thinking about everything else and just staring at my car and the surroundings, man, this is a very cinematic experience. Drive past Vegas. That's another thing I should have mentioned, is that the creators of this game drew inspiration from multiple settings. The most obvious one being Chicago, because there's a diamond building in the background. I mean, it's only a three-sided triangle, but it is very much based on the diamond building in Chicago. And the other buildings obviously were inspired by New York, and some of the set areas were based on Vegas. The big Disney looking medieval castle being a dead giveaway of that. And also, I think there is a pyramid. We might have driven past it at some point during these races. Very cool to see. And if you were driving in the open world, you could just go up to them and stare at them for as long as your heart's content. Getting very Outrun vibes from this freeway. And much like Outrun, pick a side of the road to drive on, because one wrong turn, that can really mess you up. Hi, Best Buy. They closed up our Best Buy recently. It's where I got my old art tablet. It's where I got like 2 tablets. I had one very I had a Wacom tablet that costed $80, and that worked for me for a really long time on my old computer. It does not work on my current computer though. We had to buy a new tablet that wasn't Wacom, because for some reason this computer thinks all of the things I own are incredibly out of date, even though they are very new models. We plugged in the current tablet, it only works half the time. But as for everything else, just like, I could draw with a mouse. I can, in Adobe, I can draw with a mouse. And, well, I'm pretty good at drawing on a phone. Also, we just finished the race. But, yeah. For all of the art that I made, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that I've been posting a bunch of bundles. And yeah, I drew most of those with a phone. I drew that with my fingers. Then I basically got like way better at drawing, and I used a Bisping X for most of the stuff. The only thing that's different between the phone and computer is that you're limited with the canvas size. You can't be too big, or else the app starts slowing down incredibly. But recently, when I started teaching myself to draw in Adobe Animate, now I use the Bisping as basically a reference drawing. Like, I do what I want to draw on the phone, and then I just import it into Adobe, and I make a cleaner version of it from there. Adobe is basically my cleanup crew. And God, does it make everything look so freaking clean. And yes, I did just go into the open world so I can talk about my art stuff. I also was thinking of just showing off those Vegas buildings that I was talking about. if we can find them. That's the mission now. We won the races. We won the Grand Prix. This is just for fun. Crash Team Racing. I love that game. That's not what it said, but, yeah. Soup at hand? We better go catch him. Out of my way! We're looking for Soup. Nope, 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 we're going to the landmarks. Well, I repeat once again, even with the glasses, I am still blind. I'm starting to forget to talk now because now I'm just getting wrapped up in the game. Like I said way earlier, I use this game to take off stress. It's very relaxing. Just driving around and seeing the sights. So we're just gonna do that now. While also just, finding things to talk about. I might be going the wrong way. Now we're gonna actively look for the landmarks. Follow the big fancy building. Here it is. Here's our first look at everything. All fancy and stuff. Let's go to the castle. Let's fly to the castle. Freaking Princess Celestia toy. What a majestic view. Actually, the more I look at it, it really does just look like Disney Castle. Did you know they found a giant freaking dragon underneath the freaking bridge? Okay, yep. Hold up. I'm gonna turn my light on for this because whenever I talk about big news like this, I get nervous. Okay, did you know that? Okay, there was a video talking about it. They found one of the old giant puppets that that medieval castle had in Vegas, where this giant dragon would come out and this wizard would have to fight it. And during the late stages, the owners of that castle decided to convert it into a normal hotel and just basically throw out all of the medieval stuff that made the castle feel like a real medieval castle, including the dragon. But they didn't get rid of it. They just kept it in its tiny station. And some guy just decided to go underneath the whole dang castle, and he found that friggin' thing just sitting there. I would be freaking terrified if I was just exploring somewhere and a freaking dragon was over me. It was the scariest looking thing too. He took pictures. That thing was terrifying. Anyway, moving on because I'm scaring myself. Where else we going? Where else we going? This pretty place right here. If I was able to enable no clip in a game such as this, I would immediately drive myself through those doors. True, the lights are only a texture, but I want to drive into them. And then there's this pretty sight, which just, it reminds me of Christmas, where you just have all of the lights set up across the street, and they'd play Christmas tunes. Very pretty. We gotta find our way back. Oh no, that's pretty too. That's pretty too. Let's take a moment to look at that. Very pretty. Very well detailed buildings. Even if they're phasing in and out of existence, that is my computer's fault. Back to the purdy thing we go. We almost crashed. It's like you're playing jackpot while on the road. Oy. That awkward silence says one thing. We are officially out of music, and that is the end of the stream. Thank you for attending. Thank you for putting up with all my rambles. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you enjoyed the music. And I hope that this entire thing just made your day better. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a safe week. And have an absolutely amazing rest of your month. And the month afterwards. Because after this, it's going to be May. So, again, thank you for attending. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.